Hello everybody, my name is Farmer Phil, and in today's video it has finally rained. I like dancing in the rain now. It's badly wanted. Broken back late last night from Power Harron. He's finished up his bit of reseeding. Father Phil's gone to put out the grass seed. Both Brendan and Eric are going at slurry for customers, so we'll probably be most of next week at slurry now. So today I'm going with Liv to catch up on all the cattle work. We got calves to get out of the shed, we have cattle to move, we've a bit of fencing to do, we've a lot of work to try and get done. Just catch up on a week's worth of work. Liv was minding all the cattle, but there's just a lot of jobs she wants a hand with. One story I was thinking about telling it and I didn't know how to tell it, but I think I'm going to tell it anyways. It's now raining in Ireland. I think it could be 4 weeks since we last had rain, but it just reminded me of a story I heard a good few years ago working for a customer, and it was after a dry spell and there was a bit of rain coming, and he told me a story of back when he was a young lad in the 50s or 60s. His aunt, who was a nun on the missions in Africa, came back for a visit after 10 or 15 years. On the day she was back, it rained, and she just walked out into the lashing rain to just stand in it to soak it in, because she hadn't seen rain in 5, 6, 7 years while she was in Africa, and it was the novelty of actually seeing heavy rain again. I just said I'd say that story. It's not very relevant, but it's relevant-ish. We should see an improvement in grass growth, because as you'll see as we go around with cattle, things are starting to get a bit tight, and it'll help the crops a lot too. I'm gonna go load up with meal. I want to open up gates, so I want Eric to take a load of slurry or two out from under the cattle, and the slats are getting a bit full, and better do it now while he's putting on his tanker, and leave them right. 34 cattle in the shed feeding. I think the first of them will be going next week, and they'll all be gone by the end of June, and then that's the last of the cattle. We'll put in cattle then in July. So yeah, this doesn't mean we'll be out. Yeah, we're nearly always at cattle in, but I think we'll aim for about July-ish to put in the next round of cattle, start feeding them and have them for end of October, November time. Just on another note, while I'm here, our lads are organising themselves, but I had a wee issue with the tractor yesterday while I was stone picking. My speed sensor, and yes, it is very dusty. The job I was doing, the dust was on bloody real, and then when we started getting rain, that's when it became sticky. But anyways, I have a sensor gone, it's the engine speed sensor, in there on top of the back end. As a hoor of a spot to get to, climb in underneath there, and I had to keep just going out to try and keep, because the problem was it picks up the RPM speed which relays it to the dash, and what was happening is the dash was misreading, so when I had the PTO on, it thought it was revving up and down too quick, so I kept disengaging the PTO, so I had to keep trying to twist the sensor and just keep it working. So a new sensor coming, so Monday I have to take the wheel off, clean off the top of the box, and get in and change the sensor. Then I'll get back picking stones. There's 2 more jobs of stone picking to do, so I'm not getting on too bad this year with it. I think I've as much done already with it as I've done my first year with it. Just out with the bit we reseeded in April, and it has suffered a lot from the dry weather. And when I mean a lot, I mean a lot. I see a stone here, so I'll pick it. It's very sparse, so it is, and you can see where a lot of grass that's trying to come up has died. This should help it now, but we also have lots of weeds. Red shank, I don't know what that is. Bits of clover are coming, but it's well shook. I think now we're getting the wet weather, we'll go in and spray it and take the weeds out of it, which would probably make it look very sparse. Father Phil wants me to go in and scratch it again, but I think if I scratch it to put more grass seed, I'm going to uproot all the grass that is there. So I don't really know what to do. Maybe shake it and roll it again, but I think we'll spray it first to get the weeds out of it. But yeah, the dry weather really made it suffer. It doesn't look too bad when you're looking that way. Look, screen. When you look down, that's when it looks quite sparse. Open the gates into the castle so they can get into the tank. Just have the slurry sorted in the yard and small jobs done. Still have to feed the cattle and grow went out with a load there and he rang me, the pump is leaking. So I went out to him and it looks like the gasket is blown around the end of the pump. So he's coming back to the yard there and hopefully, I don't have a gasket, but hopefully with a gasket sealer or gasket maker, we can get it sealed and get him back on the road. But yeah, not ideal. But here we have the problem. So it was blowing out oil just around there. So that to me would mean that the gasket in that corner is gone for the pump. Hopefully. Either that or maybe it's a seal, mechanical seal in there that's gone. Huh? Size? 17 or 19. I'm bringing a long socket to get them. So all we gotta do is take that off, pull that back, and then see. There could be a mechanical seal in this. That has to be part of it, maybe. Could be a mechanical seal gone. No, it wouldn't be. A mechanical seal will be leaking in there. See, it's just a gasket. Which we won't have a gasket, but we should be able to seal it with a gasket sealer. So we'll figure it out. You just make it interesting.
Thanks. Not by design though.
No, it's never by design, but it just happens.
I don't know why it happens.
It just happens. Like, it's just like this tanker is 2013, so it's 12-year-old, and we've never really had much to do with it. So, right here, a moment of truth.
Seal gun?
There's no oil on the inside of that. So where is it leaking out of?
From what I saw, it came out here at this slit. It came out around here.
Ah, I see it now. I see it now. It's that's gone. Look, the rubber seal there is sticking out.
Ah, Jesus Christ.
So we opened the wrong bit.
Oh, that's just typical.
Oh, doesn't matter. We get it done. Put this back on. There we go. That's the return pipe that's leaking. So it feeds into the pump on the thinner pipe, returns on the thick pipe. You can just see an O-ring sticking out here, so that means you blew the O-ring. Oh, Mr. Muscles! Ow. It looked like it was coming out of there.
Because it came out there and hit off it.
It was spraying up to it and then bouncing off it. Yes, so I'd say it must have been
do
loose.
it with your hands because you got
here. You just put in this way around. See? One side is for applying pressure and one side is for spinning it off quickly. We get this out and we'll see if we have a seal, and then we'll go back then after we have it.
If we don't have a seal, then what happens?
We'll have to go to McHugh's or Johnston's and see do they have a seal. Yeah, there's the problem.
Tis bust.
Right. So this be the problem. So the O-ring bust, and it just happened to bust and sprayed up, hit that, and then made it look like it's coming from there. Throw a can or two into the back of that, just in case you've lost. You'd lose a fair bit of oil with that. So we'll look in the workshop and see do we have one like this. Oliver's gone to feed calves and have a new O-ring. So we have boxes of O-rings. We have lots of spares in the shed for consumables, you could call them. So I'm pretty sure it looks to be the same thickness that way, and it's definitely the same diameter. So hopefully stick this in and job will be a good one. It's like Daisy, just tighten it up. Fingers crossed. That'll be it, and here we go again. Oh, I'll just check that these ones are tight while we're at it. Job's a good one. Come on, come out here and turn that on. I have it put back together there. Yep. See that she's working, okay? Rev it up. Right, that's bro fixed. Great spot for it.
I know.
Right, go on. You get back at slurry there. It's a great chance to get out now with the rain. So we're working for our customers probably for the next 4 days putting out slurry. We have to go with the pipes as well. So after that then I think the plan is to get the nurse tank out and get the piggery to draw slurry to us, and we'll put up in the fields we want to spread and they just draw it straight into the nurse tank. We'll go off with Liv and go back to cattle. That's him sorted. Straightforward, handy enough fix. So Not too bad. So, in all my, I don't know what you call it, wisdom, I forgot to film us moving cattle. We're just after moving a batch. Forgot I was making a video today. Anyways, we're going in to look at a field of barley. Grass on this farm is tight. We still have one paddock, no, there's 2 paddocks not grazed. But we have to get a bit of fencing done and we're short on supplies. So we're just moved them on to start re-grazing, and then this is the next bit of ground. I haven't been on this in more than a month now anyways. But for a month's growth, you'd like to see more. It just goes to show that that dry weather just affects grass growth. We should be fine. This bit of rain now will rejuvenate and lush grass up and get it going. The heat is in the ground. When the heat's in the ground, everything should grow better. Hatchy. You can see it yellowing. With the yellow from the dry weather. This rain couldn't have come at a better time now. But that might be just somewhere I didn't just run the drill out. It's not too bad. This is one of the last fields we sowed. And you can just see the kind of a yellowness across it. I'd say that's stress from drought. The rain should start to thicken it. The plants are just starting to tiller. Now because they're going to be under stress now, they probably won't tiller too much. Rather than maybe getting 4 or 5 tillers. So when we say tillering, it'll grow 4 or 5 heads. It might only do 2 or 3. So it might thicken out. It's hard to know. It depends on what growth stage it's at. Depends on how much it's going to tiller. Based on if it goes too far under stress, it'll just won't tiller that terribly much. If it hasn't gone too far, it might still tiller out and thicken a bit. That's this farm looked after. So we move on and we check the rest of the cattle. Is there any more cattle to move?
Not today.
No, not today. We've all the cattle moved, and I didn't even film it. So what's up next? Straight around the rest of them.
Check out that.
The boss knows. I'm just sitting in for the ride, isn't that it? The smiley head on her. So we're just crossing meadow ground here to see the cattle at the bottom. Now I was hoping this would have went in with the first cut, but it just wasn't heavy enough. Just look out, slow down please. It's coming on, so it's coming on. Still, it's going to take a while. Now, Father Phil was on about putting some foliar spray on it for foliar fertilizer. But if we do, that leaves it 5 weeks till we can cut it. I think it's a little bit too advanced for that. So, we might cut it in 2 weeks' time, clear it off. It kind of depends on these guys. We're just looking at there on the grazing ground below it, and we want to be able to mow this, get it off it, and then have them come out here and graze the back swarts. The back swarts of this field will last a while because there's a good bit we can't mow around the field, and there's 28 acres in this field. There's another 5 acre field inside that. Just the pond is dry.
Yeah, it's dry. It's like the one here. The other one is.
So that pond is dry. It's a good chance now to get the flat lift into it. So no sign of the cattle anyways.
No.
That pond is still water in it.
Yeah.
Just about.
There's ducks in it, so.
Just about water in it. It's actually not bad. This has come on well now since we cut our silage. There they are. Looks like your fence didn't work very well. Put them back. It's absolutely peeing rain. We just have the lads back, and it's not for a shortage of grass, it's heaps of grass. So go see where they got half. There's 3.5 in the fence. You'd like more, but it should be enough to keep them. We're just passing by the beet here and barley. This barley was sowed the same day as that first crop we looked at. It's doing much better. First bit of ground we looked at was lay ground, whereas this is the second year in tillage here. Much nicer crop. Beet is up too. It's absolutely peeing rain. I said I'd stop. So you can see there's a bit of misses here. The far side looks better. I'd say the misses could be seed that didn't germinate. That would be my expectation because it was put in. That was sowed a week after that, which that wouldn't have had the same amount of moisture in the ground. It's rain. I'm going to get out of the rain. I think we're going to get to dinner now. we'll have one more batch of cattle. We'll have the heifers to see on the way back, and then that's all the cattle seen for today. I think we'll go at calves then. After dinner, we'll have to go get some supplies first. So we're just leaving, what is it? It's a Revo
Homeland.
now. Homeland. What was the car kind of going?
I don't know.
Or was it not a Revo? Or is it kind of going went to a Revo? No, it's Homeland. I don't even know anymore. Anyways, we're just after leaving Homeland with her lock of supplies. So that'll get calves fenced and out. But the main problem is, if Liv looks forward, it is still a rain. So it's not exactly great weather to put calves out into. So I think we're going to leave that job off for day. What do you think, Liv?
Yeah.
But we have our bits anyways that we can do it the next dry day. So I'll just have to make sure that I'm available.
You will be available.
I will be available. The boss has spoken.
I have 50 calves in the shed waiting to go out.
I know. We have too many calves waiting to go out. They're not too bad though. They have a bit of grass.
Better than any grass. They're eating hay.
They're eating hay. We're feeding the hay we already baled, and they're liking it. So they are.
And they're on 2 bars of meal a day.
And 2 wheelbarrows of meal. Horsed it into them, so yeah. It's been a long, hard week. A lot of work done this week. 3 pits of silage, a day's baling, and I spent 2 days stone picking. What else was done?
Fencing, moving cattle,
You were
fixing
fencing,
fences.
moving cattle, moving, and drawing silage. And they're away at slurry. So it is. Yeah. We'll be on. Peacock has the right idea. He's in there after in the hay shed, living the good life above the calves. We're in the new shed now. We're just getting stuff in the other shed. So we have the last 10 calves. We picked up another 10 calves to bring up our numbers to just under 170. So they're due to get their first intranasal vaccine. So we're going to do that now. Liv is just mixing it there. So as always, all livestock videos are sponsored by Herdwatch. Herdwatch for all your farm recording needs. They will bang it into the phone. She'll put in when they were done. Keeps all the farm records right and leaves Mother Phil's life very handy when it comes to board B inspections, because you just pull it all up on the laptop for them. If you want to learn more, check out the link to Herdwatch in the description down below for all your farm recording needs. So what I am supposed to be doing now is testing out the farm theory to see can ChatGPT do up a ration for cattle, because that was one of the things he said in his video about AI, that ChatGPT will do away with nutritionalists. Because the bulls that we're feeding at the minute, because we're after running, well, we've made silage, so they're getting hay and straw and barley and beans. We're going to see what ChatGPT says is the right ration to feed the bulls. Hi Chat, I have 34 bulls for fishing. Can you do me a ration based on the ingredients? I have straw, hay, barley and beans. They want to know target weight, current weight, estimated daily weight gain goal, availability of each type of beans, are the feeds processed, any access to mineral supplements or silage. I don't know, should you screenshot this and put it in? Or should I just show them a phone?
I'll record it.
So Liv's going to screen record what ChatGPT has said. General nutritional goals: dry matter intake 2.2% of body weight, 11 kilos of dry matter a day. Crude protein 12 to 13, ME 11.5 to 12. Proposed finishing ration: rolled barley 6.5 kilos, rolled beans 1.5 kilos, hay 1.5 kilos, straw 1 kilos. Minerals and calcium as per spec. Total feed as 10.5 kilos a head. Assumes 86-88% dry matter. Can increase total if lower DM. Presents why this mix work. Barley provides starch for energy. Beans add protein around 26 to 30%. Crude protein balance in the low CP of barley. Straw and hay provide effective fibre to support rumen function and prevent acidosis. Minerals and calcium support bone and metabolic health, which is important. Management tips: introduce gradually. Step up, we're on that. Monitor done consistently. Ensure clean water. Consider a yeast-based additive or buffer if you're pushing. That's what the other stuff is. Would you like to adjust this? That's pretty.
I get to do it for a diet feeder now. How many head of cattle?
34. I already said that. So yeah, that is pretty damn good. So we're going to see. It's a bit mean, isn't it, if I put that up? What the nutritionist comes back with. It'd be a bit mean. I will compare what the nutritionist my father has asked to do up a ration compared to ChatGPT. We'll see how far off they are, and we'll see how much maize meal he wants us to buy.
So 220 kilos of barley. That's basically what they were getting. 50
Yeah.
kilos of beans, 50 kilos of hay.
It'll be interesting to see. But I don't know, is it fair? Because I'd be pretty confident they'll come back and say, we need to feed maize. Because that's, everyone does that. We've asked ChatGPT, is this optimized for what we want to do, or should we buy other ingredients? And the conclusion of what it says, based on what we're planning on feeding, is you're doing a very good job with the resources you have. Buying extra feed isn't essential, especially for just the last 50 kilos of finishing. But if you want to squeeze out maximum efficiency or better carcass grading, then adding a small amounts of high value ingredients like distiller's grain molasses or a bypass fat could offer a return on investment. Is ChatGPT being nice?
Gassing you up.
Gassing me up? Or is it being, what would you say? I don't know. Let me know in the comments down below. What do you think of ChatGPT's answer to the question? Because preferably I don't want to buy more meal. If I can get them finished with what we have, so best. Because it doesn't cost a lot. Anyways, let's go vaccinate calves. So that's them done. The last 10 that came were Angus heifers. So we quite a lot of Angus this year because everyone's using sex semen. So they're after getting 2 intranasals, one up each nostril, one for IBR, one is what's the other one? RS and PI3. One thing when I'm always lives like 5102. I feel like Jaws going through the shed looking for the calf and going and catching the calf. Anyways, that's them.
That's Tiny Tim.
Where's Tiny Tim?
Yeah.
He's not so tiny anymore, are you, Tiny Tim? No. Anyways, we'll move on and do something else. I'll go feed. Well, we'll put these bulls back into the shed. Father Phil was cleaning out
Is
the
he not
bulls.
putting bales in first?
He's putting in the bales and we want to put a few into the Slahat shed as well.
Oh, you don't need me for that.
What? Help. We'll take the nets off the bales from. So we're just feeding the bulls here with the dead feeder. In the 6480, which is like the greatest mistake you can ever make. Because the PTO is giving trouble. It's also a little bit too big for this passive road. You get through it, but you have to be watching what you're at. But yeah, the PTO switch, we're not sure. Somewhere, the electronics in this tractor would break your heart. Getting the PTO to turn on. Now Eric rode with it all of the beginning of this week. Now why he ended up rolling with this tractor? He was rolling with this tractor anyways. And he only one morning he had an issue turning it on. Well, I could not get her to start the PTO there when I got to the shed. Some days, she'd break your heart for sport. We'll get these guys fed and we'll show you ChatGPT's ration. This is the ration as by ChatGPT. So, hay, beans, barley, straw. So, lads seem to be liking it. So, yeah, that's it. Happy days. So, just took the beacon that was on the Jeep onto the gator because we've a nice bit of land along an R road and we do up and down it a good bit checking cattle and that. And by Jesus, you get fear fed up of people passing you out when you're trying to cross the road to turn into a field, into a gap, or up a lane. Indicators mean nothing to anyone anymore. It's like to feel like you're only indicating for them to pass you out. So we I want to get the beacon on that, so I just took it off this. It's not doing a whole lot on this. So I'm gonna go pick up the lads. 7 o'clock. They want Tim Brendan wants to get on home, and bro likes to stop. So we've more to do for that man. We've silage ground covered, but I think he wants a heap of paddocks done. So that's gonna keep the pair of them busy. Monday we'll be on and we'll go pick them up from where they're working. Also, I was going to go mulching in the 6480 because it's the only tractor in the yard that I can go with. 6270s on skinnies. No point mulching rushes on a set of skinny wheels. You know, ground is probably dry enough, but at the same time, I don't know how much I trust on skinnies. The 99 needs that bit done because the PTO won't work on it as it stands, and I can't think of any other tractors apart from what's away. Yeah. Get the 3690 back and I'll be laughing. 6290 and the 7618 on the tankers. So bro's just getting out there now. Happy out, bro? Happy out?
Yeah.
Happy out. Just back with Ro and Brendan. Brendan's gone on home. Ro is finished for the evening. So me and Liv are just going to check the last batch of cattle and check the pumpkins and the sunflowers. So we'll go down to the Fairfield bottoms and we have a look. And I also want to see how the pumpkins are up on the first bit we've sown. Oh, what's it out there for? Just on our way out. Cattle are just down there in the Fairfield bottoms, as we call it. Sunflowers are here. Sunflowers are flying it. So here's rows of sunflowers. Bit slug damage there. Now I have slug pellets out. We do have weeds. Now we put pre-emergence on this. Didn't seem to do a damn thing. The only thing I will say though with the pre-emergence, usually you put on where there's a bit of drocky weather, a bit of drizzle to get it to kind of go into the ground. So that may be where we fell behind. But the thing is, the sunflowers are far enough ahead of the weeds that they should outcompete them, grow up high, cover the canopy, and the weeds shouldn't be an issue. Our plan for this year is to mow past the gap in the hedge there is where we're coming out from the shop, and mow past in maybe another week or two when it thickens up another bit. Not get it done before it gets too high. Pumpkins are up. It's brilliant. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Pumpkin, 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 pumpkin. But you will see we have some misses. See, there's actually a pumpkin plant that had the head pulled off. You know, something eating them now. Because these were sowed when it was dry, we could have. It could be a lack of moisture. Could be why some haven't germinated. Pumpkins are so too thick. So we got our seed wheel set every half metre, whereas it should be every metre. The width between the rows is right 80 centimetres, but there should be every metre. But with the amount of misses we have, there's something pulling up the plants. Haven't sprayed the weeds in between the rows. We're debating about what we're going to do. Do we let them go ahead, put Roundup out in between the rows, or go to Ferguson Discara, do in between the rows? I'm on the wrong side. Anyways, we'll go look at these cattle. That's them where they should be. Flowers, pumpkins. We have some in the greenhouse to plant out anyways, to fill up blank spots. But we'll see how they come on. We'll put a banger out for where the others are going to come up and see whether that have we better germination there, and if we do. Yeah. Anyways, look up. I'm going to leave it at that for today. We've had a long hard week in silage and slow picking, so a couple of late nights and a lot of nearly every week was an early start except for today. It was the first not early start. Every day was an early start back in the day. Okay, that way. If you have any comments, any questions, as always, please leave them in the comments down below. Don't forget, Longford Vintage Show is on next Sunday, the 1st of June. We'll be there with the merchandise, with all that, and with as many vintage tractors as I can get fatter for the start. I think this day next week is just going to be a day of trying to draw in tractors. Also, let me know, what's the best option with the weeds? Do I just keep tilling them? Do I just go around up in a week's time when they really get established? Or do I till them and then pre-emergence them, which will keep them at bay for a longer period of time? Let me know. Anyways, that's it from us. Please like and subscribe to the channel. Next week is the last week of 3 videos. We're changing. This is 10 years next week since I uploaded the first video. Anyways, that's it from us. Good night.